Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Locum23. You're joining me for Fallout Shelter on the PC. Food, glorious food. Time is money. Steal some spices from a band of raiders. Alright, Super-Duper Mart was a bust as far as the ingredients go. This time, though, we have a sure lead to a catchy spice in a nearby building, and the chef is convinced raiders will just hand it over. Alright, so let's go ahead and dive into this. Let's see if it's hopefully a long enough episode, because I have something very important to talk about. Something meaningful to me that, okay, it looks pretty good. Alright, so if anyone has watched, and know, as of late, Bill Maher said the N-word! Oh my god! Quick, everyone freak out. So, he pretty much will be marked for the rest of his life for being a quote-unquote racist, some will say, or someone who he just got very, I don't know what the word for is. Moving on. So I watched the Ice Cube going on. And he wanted to, you know, be like, hey, here's my record, re-releasing and remastered after 25 years. And he gave Bill Maher a kind of like reaming, which I don't really call it a reaming. I call it an uneducated gibbering of things. And here is why. I feel like me and Ice Cube, I don't know. We just are on different wavelengths. And that is what my channel is all about. Different opinions, but we keep it civil. So, with that in mind, I pretty much went through... And on time points on that video, I made long, paragraph plus, replies to what he was saying. While I do agree with some of what Ice Cube said, I disagree with a lot of things. And here is some of it. So he says that, you know, white people, that the N-word is... the African Americans word, it should not be used by white people, and that every time it's used, it just cuts them deeply. It especially cuts Ice Cube deeply. Well, I'm sorry that you have empowered a word to cut you every time it's used. But yet, every time it's used by an African American, it doesn't cut deeply. It doesn't hurt you. It constantly used. I mean, we've got records where every other word is the N-word, and it's to the point where I don't consider it music. It doesn't even have a good beat to some of those songs. It's just N. It's just, it's not music. So here is a little bit of advice. Stop empowering words. He also went on to say, Bill Maher asked him, he says, well, you know, since you had, you know, released the, okay, here we go. Halt! Basil, Rosemary, keep these guys at bay. Leaves. If they move, pepper them with bullets. Are you done? So many puns, so little Thyme. You had it coming. He asked, you know, has anything changed in the last 25 years? Because mainly the point of his album back then was police brutality, good cop, bad cop. He even released a new song, good cop, bad cop, and things like that. Don't get me wrong, he's a good guy, but at the same time, yes, I completely agree about there is good cops, there is bad cops, but I don't agree with nothing has changed. He said the only thing that's changed is the calendar, however, and then he went on to, in a way, kind of point his own statement he just made. He said that, you know, cops back then, they could just point to you in a courtroom, and that was it. It was done. It was, you know, nothing. And because a cops was the law, if you were pointed out by a cop, you were guilty. Automatic. Boom. Done. So in 25 years, now we hold police accountable. Now we pull out our cell phones and we start recording, don't we? And, well, so already you kind of, in a way, rebutted yourself on that. Also, the fact that he said that, you know, well, Bill Maher asked, well, what about you getting pulled over? Hold on. Holy moly, it's the fuzz. Have you come for our stash, narc? We won't give it up without a fight. No idea what you're saying. You know, these are just seasonings, right? Like to add flavor? Whoa, mind equals blown. And he goes, well, they treat me with respect. He says, they know I got money and I got lawyers. So pretty much you haven't been harassed since, quote-unquote, you became famous, right? So you don't know what a lot of good people go through. This is what you're saying. So now that you got money and everybody knows your face because you were plastered all over America, no one really bothers you because you're Ice Cube, bro, driving in your Lambo. So you don't know what it's like to be out on the streets as a normal person. You don't know what it's like. You used to, and your mentality is still at 25 years ago. Because in that statement where nothing has changed but the calendar date, well, you just put yourself up for debate, and I guess in a way I just rhymed. And you just turned on a dime. That being said, people are allowing this empowerment, and then this woman goes on a rant about how, it's still there. The wounds are open. Black women were housebound, and they were slaves in the house, and they were more often to be raped than the black men, and all this. And I'm sitting there going, okay, no one will dispute you on that. No one. But how long ago, and I even asked this in the comments section, which will never be answered, most of my comments get lost because you've got millions and millions of people commenting about their own point of view, and they take 5 minutes in their little Facebook warrior, and their YouTube warrior, and their Google Plus, and your sister's ass, whatever. But pretty much, thank Vic DiVitano, my man, back when he only had a couple followers, and now he's got popular. He was in Malbart Cop 2. You remember him as the kind of like Philly kind of sounding guy? And he was the older guy, gentleman. Anyway, even though the movie flunked, I was happy to see him in it. But moving on. He is a great comedian. And pretty much, I mean, people are making a lot of... It's, yes, what... And I will be the first, and I'm not even white. You may assume I'm white. I'm not white. I got so much ethnicity and different races in me, and I bleed the same what you bleed. So, and I've had my own horrible experiences with police. Okay? When you feel a shotgun barrel in your chest, pressed up against it, and by the same cop who took another guy's life on the same bike path you're using, and you know him, he took a guy's life, you are trying not to move, back talk, and go, hey, are you that guy? Or anything. And thankfully, I wasn't alone. And even the supervisor pull up, and they're like, what the hell are you doing? Like, what did this guy do? Well, I was just trying to protect and protect him from going down this path. And he's like, just get in your car and go, man. And yeah, there was some legality involved around it. I'm not going to get into that. But yes, it was not so friendly, okay? So like I said, you don't have to be white, black. Yes, more things are going to happen to those that are not white to be the police. But like his song says, good cop, bad cop. Yes, there's still good bad cops on the force. Yes, there's still good cops on the force. But the thing is we've got to stop blaming and this whole... Apparently, they claim the N-word. Like, it ain't for us to use. It ain't for anybody to use. It's only for us. Because every time you use it, it's like wounds. It's like hurting us. It's like, you're empowering a word. You're empowering a word. It's, how can I put this in a dignified, yet kind of, way that people are going to understand? I'm the brother of 2 special needs brothers, right? People that I'm friends with, I myself use it, and then people use it in a very mean way and derogatory way of the word retarded, right? And everybody gets upset. Like, everybody gets upset about Trump and the... Okay. Here's the thing. Okay? Yes, that was very unprofessional of him. Yes, that was very undignified. Yes, that was just complete BS. When someone uses the word retarded, you know what? It doesn't even have a pinprick to me. It doesn't have a pinprick to my brothers. It doesn't affect us. You know why? Because I'm not letting that word be enabled and hurt me or my family. It doesn't hurt us. It's not affecting me. It's not affecting my brothers. I've given it no power because I've taken the power that it used to have away from it. I look at people that you tell them, you know, in my video games, not to run in there, and you keep running into the point, and you died 6 times. What did you accomplish? Nothing. Those people I look at, and I'll use that word. But when I look at my brothers, I don't have the word associated retarded. I grew up around tons of special needs individuals. Maybe that's why I chose to fill them in. I even was interested in a girl who was special needs. She wasn't, like my brother who's autistic or something like that. She was deaf. Even took her to a dance. But you know what? Here's the thing. That word has no power in this household. It has no power to me or my family. Okay? One of my family is now. Let's put it this way. It has no power to me or my brothers. Okay? So someone could literally walk up to my autistic brother today, tomorrow, whenever, and go, "You are retarded, man!" And I would look at him and go, "Have you looked at yourself in the mirror?" That doesn't hurt me. That doesn't hurt my brothers. Because they know how special they are. They know how special every day they wake up. Every day. They're special. That's why they call it special needs. They're awesome. Yeah, they may not be like you or I. They might not have full lingual speech. They may not understand the things we see or the things we do or any of that. But you know what? At the end of the day, doesn't matter what color they are, doesn't matter what anything else. It's what you do with your life. And there's so many other things we should be complaining about other than the use of the N-word, because you know what? When you take that power away, it no longer has any power now, does it? Let's see if we can open this yet, because there looked like there was a dweller in there. Like I said, I use my Fallout Shelter videos to rant, rave, and to get a point across. There are so many things that we need to be talking about, that we actually need to get on a page about, to be angry about. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it was the other lunchbox. But, I don't know. I just, it infuriates me that we're having this conversation, that we have to have this conversation, that we go up there and we actually have people that say, no, this word is ours. This word is not yours. I hate to break it to you. It's not bound by you. It's not in Webster's dictionary. This word can only be used by Ice Cube and everybody else that might be percent of this ethnicity. I'm sorry, that's not how this works. You are literally empowering and going back on what white people used to do. This is a white restroom. This is a white diner. This is whites only. So you're going back and now you're trying to act white. Stop trying to act white, okay? On behalf of those who aren't even white, stop acting white. You're claiming a word that you are giving power, and every time, because then people are going to use it. You're literally enabling the trolls. You're enabling everything that's wrong with humanity. You're enabling everything that shouldn't even exist. You're enabling it. By giving it power over yourselves, you're giving it power to those that are going to use it against you. And then you want to sit there and you want to insult people and say, well, because this guy was drinking Kool-Aid that his girl made him. Or he's got some homies that let him use the word. You know what? Here's the thing is, the sooner you take away that power from that word, the sooner that it doesn't mean shit. You think any white person gets upset when a Mexican goes gringo? No! Why? It has no power here. It literally is the Lord of the Rings guy going, you have no power here. It literally has no power. The sooner you take that power away, you can stop looking like an idiot. Oh. I just don't get it. We should right now be complaining about the failing education system in this country, the huge debt, the guy we have in office that is making some bad decisions, the fact that we have a corrupt political system, the fact that we have a corrupt police force, the fact we have, like I said, the good cop, bad cop, the fact that we have a lot of problems, the environmental problems, the health problems, the fact that in Sweden, I could go right now, I could get a plane ticket, I could go to Sweden right now, or Switzerland, or any of these places, and get the medical treatments I need done for a dime, a literal, figurative dime worth of what America costs. For, like I said this in a past video, I can go get, when you get blood taken out of you, that costs $5 in other countries. Same shit! Same company, by the way. In America, to have the salt water, oh my God, thank you. The saltwater bag put back into you to replenish what was taken out of you is upwards of $500 in America. Because these things are not controlled. You see that guy who thought he was smug as shit because he got that album and he was charging outrageous amounts of money. And then you had the EpiPen shit too. And you have all these companies that overnight, boom, drop it. Just drop it on them. They drop that amount on you. And everyone's like, oh my God, how can you do this? How can you do this? Because we live in a country where it's not controlled. Just like an opiate addiction, it's not controlled. We live in a country where we have a lot of goddamn problems that need to be solved. Right now, the N-word was controlled about 60 years ago. Stop empowering it. Like, holy shit. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't get how people have so much free time in their lives to get upset over the use of a word. You can't also claim it as your own. I'm sorry. You can't have a guy who's comfortable with his homeboys, like I am with my friends. Once in a while, I've been around people for 20 plus. I went to an all-black school. I was the minority. I had less problems back then with people saying the N-word than we do now. No, I was a goddamn white-looking, pasty-ass guy who pretty much could beat the shit out of anybody if I needed to, but I didn't. And I didn't sit there and use it. And you hear people saying all the time in school. You hear it all the time. But it wasn't used in a derogatory form. It's kind of like when you stick your middle finger up to the police and you say, F the police. Guess what? You cannot actually be arrested for that. Because it's kind of like they say, well, it's used this way or it's used this way. Well, due to law, you cannot, and there's like a dozen stipulations for this. Where did you sexually arouse the officer? No? And could you imagine a cop that says, oh yeah, well, I got sexually aroused because he said that? Could you imagine? It's going to be thrown out every time. So police, when they do that stupid crap, they don't know the law. Those are bad cops. Those are childish cops. Those are the ones we want to avoid. And thus Ice Cube's song. So you in yourself, while you sat there for 5+ minutes and you said all these things, every other statement after that, you kind of put what you just said down. When you said nothing has changed but the calendar date, but then you went on about a 60-second rant saying, no, this has changed, this has changed, this has changed. You just voided what you just said. So you're telling me that things have changed. You're telling me that things have become more acceptable. I just don't get it. People... I could go down a laundry list of shit that's more important right now in this world. We got kids drowning in pools and people are ignoring them. We got people dying on the sidewalk because they're having heart attacks or strokes or, all this shit. And people walk by them on video for hours because we got people that are desensitized and they don't care. And you want people to care about the use of the N-word. A word. It's a goddamn word. It has no power. The sooner you realize that, the sooner we can get on to how people are desensitized, the sooner we can get on to a lot of goddamn shit that actually needs to be talked about. That I should not have to in a Fallout video, in a Fallout Shelter video that I use to talk about things. I should not be having to talk about the use of the N-word right now and how stupid it is that you had to go on television and get your 5 minutes in. Because you know what? When it's all said and done, you will go back home in your cozy mansion, driving your Lambo, and you don't give a damn about our problems. The people down here in the trenches, the people fighting for advocacy of special needs individuals, fighting for cameras in classrooms, for all this shit, all these problems, clean drinking water, get rid of the bullshit, put more rules and regulations on pharmaceutical companies, lower the cost of medical care because it shouldn't cost $500 for a bag of goddamn salt water. Salt water! A planet that's covered in it! We charge $500 in America, whereas in other countries it's $5 or less. Same shit, same company. You know why? Because those countries actually stand up for their people. In America, the people in office do not give a damn about you. They do not give a damn about the N-word. They do not give a damn about any of that. You or I included. The sooner you get through that, through your thick little skulls, for those who are still closed-minded and think the N-word holds some bullshit power over you and it stabs you every time it's used, no! The sooner you stand up for yourself and the sooner you say it doesn't give them power and the sooner you fucking grow a goddamn backbone, the sooner that you do that, the sooner you will become more powerful than anything. Anything. Because it's like Sylvester Stallone said, life will hit you harder than anyone else. It's not about how hard they hit you. It's about how hard life hits you and you get back up. My God, this shit pisses me off. As you can tell, when I give a good rant, I give a good rant. Oh! And a lot of people, and I actually felt good about this before we end this video. A lot of people agreed with me on the Bill Mayer videos, and a lot of people had the same consensus. And I'm glad that there are some people out there who were agreeing that this stupidity, that this should not be an issue right now. We got people in our own country right now in America who don't even have clean drinking water. We used to. Whatever happened to that? That's right. We stopped giving a damn, didn't we? We started giving shit more about Black Lives Matter and the N-word and these things that were very insignificant. Yes, you know what? Black lives do matter. All lives matter. All lives. Children's lives, women's lives, men's lives, everybody. We should make our lives better. The sooner you stop wanting that label, the sooner you stop wanting that title, black versus white and white versus this, all this shit, the sooner you take away that power and the sooner you unite, the sooner you overcome this shit. And that's it. Mic drop. So, if you agree with me, let me know in the comment section below. Also, feel free to like and share the video. Please share it. Let's open some eyes. Let's open some ears. Feel free to, if you want to dislike, let me know in the comment section below if you did. Let me know why. Let's have a civilized discussion. That's what my channel is all about. I usually reply back to all comments. Now, if you want to be disrespectful or uncivilized, that's only going to fly so far, by the way. Keep it civilized. Keep it respectful. If you want to, besides that, if you want to follow me on any social media accounts, feel free to go down in the description below. Also, my birthday is coming up, so feel free to give me a little cup of coffee for my birthday. Or, if you do enjoy the channel, support it in the links down in the description. Otherwise, stay well, stay awesome, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.